In September 1991, high in the Etzdal Alps on the border of Austria and Italy, two German hikers, Helmut and Erika Simon, stumbled upon something that would rewrite history. As they navigated a melting glacier, they spotted what they first thought was a discarded doll. But as they got closer, the grim reality set in. This was no doll. It was a human body emerging from the ice after thousands of years. Little did they know, they had just discovered one of the most significant archaeological finds of the 20th century. The body, astonishingly well preserved, belonged to a man who had lived and died over 5,300 years ago. He would soon be known to the world as C. the Iceman. The initial recovery was chaotic. Unaware of the mummy's immense age and scientific value, rescuers used ice axes and even a pneumatic drill, inadvertently causing damage. The body was taken to a morgue in Innsbruck, Austria, where its true antiquity was finally realized. This wasn't a modern mountaineer who had met a tragic end. This was a window into the deep past, a time capsule from the Copper Age. What makes CIC so incredible is his state of preservation. The ice didn't just save his skeleton, it preserved his skin, his muscles, his organs, and even the contents of his last meal. It was as if he had simply laid down for a nap and woken up 5 millennia later in a modern laboratory. Scientists could study him not as a set of bones, but as a person. And he came with a complete toolkit. Lying near his body were artifacts that told the story of his life. He carried a copper-bladed axe, a status symbol of its time, indicating he was a person of some importance. He also had a longbow made of yew, a quiver with arrows, some finished, some not tanned, a flint-bladed dagger with a woven sheath. He wore sophisticated clothing made from the skins of different animals, including a bearskin cap and leggings made of goat hide. He even had a sort of primitive first aid kit containing medicinal fungi. These items provided an unprecedented glimpse into the technology and daily life of a Copper Age European. Before C, our understanding of this period was based on scattered pottery and stone tools. Now, we had a real person, fully equipped for his world. But CZ's story is not just one of survival. It's a murder mystery. For years, it was assumed he died from exposure, caught in a sudden storm. But a 2001 X-ray revealed a shocking truth. A flint arrowhead was lodged deep in his left shoulder. He hadn't frozen to death. He had bled to death after being shot from behind. Further investigation uncovered more evidence of a violent end. He had a deep cut on his right hand, a classic defensive wound suggesting he was in a fight shortly before his death. He also had various bruises and a significant head injury, though it's unclear if this happened before or after he was shot. So who was CI, and why was he killed? The theories are plentiful. Was he a shaman, a warrior, a shepherd, or a chieftain? Was he fleeing a rival tribe? Analysis of the pollen found on his clothes and in his digestive tract shows he traveled from the lower valleys up into the mountains in the days before he died. The arrowhead in his back was made from a different type of flint than his own, meaning it came from an enemy. Piecing together the evidence, a dramatic story emerges. C was likely involved in a violent conflict down in his village. Injured but victorious, or perhaps fleeing for his life, he retreated high into the Alps. He probably thought he was safe, resting and eating a final meal. But his pursuer or pursuers had followed him. An arrow, fired from a distance, struck him from behind, severing a major artery. C, alone on the frozen mountain pass, bled out in minutes. A sudden snowfall then covered his body, entombing him in a glacier that would be his protector and his prison for the next 5,000 years. Deep in the Altai Mountains of Siberia, shrouded in mystery and encased in ice, lies a cave that held a secret for millennia. This isn't just any cave, it's the Denisova Cave, a place that would rewrite the very story of human evolution. For years, scientists painstakingly sifted through its dusty floors, uncovering tools and artifacts. They knew ancient humans had lived there, but they couldn't imagine who. In 2008, a team of Russian archaeologists made a discovery that seemed almost insignificant at first: a tiny fragment of a finger bone. It was so small, belonging to a child, that it could have easily been overlooked. But this minuscule piece of our past, found among the layers of time, was about to send shockwaves through the world of science. What ancient human did this bone belong to? A Neanderthal? An early modern human? The answer was far more extraordinary. The bone was sent for DNA analysis, a process that takes incredible precision. Scientists in sterile labs carefully extracted the ancient genetic material, hoping it was preserved well enough after tens of thousands of years in the frozen earth. The suspense was immense. When the results came back, the team was stunned. The DNA didn't match Neanderthals, and it didn't match modern humans. They'd found something entirely new. They had discovered a completely distinct branch of the human family tree. This new hominin group was named the Denisovans, after the cave where their only definitive proof of existence had been found. This single, tiny bone proved that our world was once shared by not just us and Neanderthals, but a third, mysterious human relative. It was a revelation that turned our understanding of prehistory on its head. Imagine the world 50,000 years ago, a landscape roamed by mammoths and woolly rhinos, where different kinds of humans walked the earth. This discovery opened up a flood of new questions. Who were the Denisovans? What did they look like? How did they live? And perhaps most tantalizingly, what happened to them? The finger bone was just the beginning of the story. Since that initial find, further discoveries have been made, including massive molar teeth that suggest the Denisovans were more robust than us. DNA evidence shows they interbred with both Neanderthals and the ancestors of modern humans. In fact, traces of Denisovan DNA can be found in people living today, particularly in populations across Southeast Asia and Oceania. It's a direct genetic echo from a lost world, a ghostly whisper from our ancient cousins. The story of the Denisovans is a powerful reminder that our past is far more complex and interconnected than we ever imagined. It shows how a single, small discovery, unearthed from the darkness of a Siberian cave, can illuminate a whole new chapter in the epic saga of humanity. It proves that there are still so many secrets buried beneath our feet, waiting to be discovered. Thanks so much for joining me on this incredible journey back in time. If you were fascinated by the story of the Denisovans, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the mysteries of our past. See you in the next video. Deep within the Peruvian Andes, at a breathtaking altitude of 12,000 feet, a recent discovery has sent shockwaves through the archaeological community. Hidden from the world for centuries, a remote cave has revealed a scene that is both fascinating and deeply unsettling. This isn't just another ancient burial site. What explorers found inside defies simple explanation and opens up a chapter of human history we never knew existed. As the first team of researchers carefully navigated the treacherous terrain to reach the cave's entrance, they were unprepared for what lay within. Filtered daylight pierced the darkness, illuminating an extraordinary sight: a row of human skeletons, perfectly arranged in a straight line. The air was cold and still, thick with the silence of ages. These were not scattered remains, but a deliberate, almost ceremonial placement of individuals who lived thousands of years ago. The initial documentation process began immediately. Every detail was crucial. The bones, weathered by time, told a story of a harsh existence in one of the world's most unforgiving environments. But as the explorers moved closer, flashlight beams dancing across the rocky walls, they noticed something that turned this incredible discovery into a profound mystery. Each skull, without exception, featured a perfectly circular 3-inch hole. This wasn't the result of a known weapon or a post-mortem ritual that archaeologists were familiar with. Precision was astonishing. The edges of the holes were smooth, suggesting a technique or tool far beyond what was thought to be available to ancient Andean cultures. The arrangement was too orderly, too uniform. It was clear this was not a random act of violence, but something else entirely. What could explain this? The leading theory in ancient cranial surgery is trepanation, a procedure where a hole is drilled into the skull to treat head injuries or relieve pressure. Pre-Incan cultures like the Paracas people were masters of this. They had remarkable success rates, with many patients surviving the intense procedure. But the holes found in this Andean cave are different. They are larger, more uniform, and appear on every single individual in the group. Could this have been a ritual? Perhaps a mass spiritual or medical procedure? A straight-line arrangement of the bodies suggests a ceremony, a final, solemn act. But to perform such an invasive procedure on an entire group of people is unprecedented. Why would they all undergo this? Was it voluntary? Was it an attempt to cure a widespread illness that afflicted their community? Or something more esoteric? Maybe they believed it would release a spirit or connect them to a higher plane of consciousness. As forensic analysis begins, we're left with more questions than answers. The skeletons themselves are a puzzle. Who were these people? What was their story? The cave is yielding few artifacts, just the silent testament of the bones themselves. The lack of other cultural objects makes it incredibly difficult to place them within a known civilization. They are a lost tribe, an anomaly in the historical record. The meticulous work of documenting the site continues. Each bone is being carefully photographed, measured, and mapped. Scientists are hoping that DNA analysis and carbon dating will provide a timeline and shed light on the genetic lineage of these mysterious individuals. They'll examine the bone around the circular holes for any signs of healing. If healing is present, it means the person survived the procedure at least for a while. If there's no healing, it suggests the procedure was performed at or after the time of death. This cave, high in the Andes, has become a sealed time capsule, a window into a practice that challenges our understanding of ancient medicine, religion, and culture. It forces us to reconsider the capabilities and beliefs of the people who thrived in these formidable mountains. What drove them to this extreme act? Is it desperation, faith, or a form of knowledge we've since lost? The silent skeletons in the dark hold the key. As research unfolds, we will bring you every new development from this chilling and captivating discovery. The story of the mountain people is just beginning to be told. Thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe for more updates on this incredible mystery. Imagine a place so alien, it feels like stepping onto another planet. Buried 1,000 feet beneath the Naka mine in Chihuahua, Mexico, lies a cavern that defies belief. This isn't science fiction. This is the Cave of Crystals. Picture a chamber filled with the largest natural crystals ever discovered on Earth. Giant milky white beams of selenite crisscross the space, some reaching up to 40 feet in length and weighing over 50 tons. They're like luminous frozen shafts of moonlight, creating a chaotic yet beautiful geometric cathedral. The air itself shimmers, not from a visual effect, but from the brutal, oppressive heat. Temperatures in the cave soar to a staggering 136 degrees Fahrenheit, with humidity hovering near 100%. It's an environment so extreme that without specialized gear, a human could only survive for about 10 minutes. That's why you'll see scientists exploring this otherworldly landscape in custom-made silver cooling suits. These suits, equipped with a network of ice-filled tubes and a breathing apparatus, make them look like astronauts exploring a crystal-covered world. They provide a crucial sense of scale, dwarfed by the colossal crystal formations around them. So how did this geological wonder come to be? The cave was once filled with superheated, mineral-rich groundwater. Over a period of at least 500,000 years, this water held at a consistently stable temperature, allowed selenite crystals to grow uninterrupted to their monumental size. The water was pumped out by the mining company in the year 2000, accidentally revealing this hidden spectacle to the world. Walking through this space, if you could, would be a sensory overload. The atmosphere is thick and steamy, making every breath feel heavy. Dramatic lighting set up by explorers penetrates the translucent selenite, making the crystals appear to glow from within. Warm, orange-yellow light bounces off their sharp edges and smooth, glassy surfaces, casting long, ethereal shadows. It's a scene straight out of a fantasy novel, yet it's entirely real. The detail is mind-blowing. You can see the fine textures and striations on each crystal face, a testament to its long, slow growth. This is a place where fantasy truly meets reality. Sharp, clean lines of the crystals contrast with the raw, natural cave walls, creating a stunning visual paradox. It feels both ancient and futuristic, a silent, breathtaking testament to the power and artistry of nature. You can almost feel the immense pressure and heat that forged this incredible environment over millennia. It's a photographer's dream and a scientist's playground, a natural laboratory for studying crystal formation and life in extreme conditions. Sadly, this magnificent view is temporary. Since the mine's pumps were turned off, the cave is slowly reflooding. The rising water levels will eventually submerge the crystals once again, returning them to the conditions that allowed them to grow. While it's a loss for human eyes, it's a necessary step to preserve them for future millennia. The Cave of Crystals is a powerful reminder that our planet still holds breathtaking secrets, hidden worlds of unimaginable beauty, waiting to be discovered, and sometimes best left undisturbed. It challenges our perception of what's possible on Earth and inspires a profound sense of wonder. Thanks for joining me on this journey into one of the most extreme and beautiful places on our planet. If you found this as fascinating as I did, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more deep dives into the wonders of our world. Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into one of the most baffling and beautiful mysteries ever found in the high Himalayas. Picture this, a sheer rock face, thousands of feet up, battered by winds and snow. You wouldn't expect to find anything man-made here, yet that's exactly where explorers stumbled upon something that defies all explanation. An ancient, intricately carved wooden door. It's embedded directly into the mountainside at a dizzying altitude of 14,700 feet. This isn't just a simple structure. The wood, weathered by centuries of extreme conditions, is covered in mysterious symbols and patterns. The grain tells a story of incredible age, of a time long before modern mountaineering. So the first question is obvious. How did it get there? The location is almost inaccessible, even for today's elite climbers with state-of-the-art gear. To think that ancient people, without our technology, could not only reach this spot, but also construct and install such a heavy, ornate door is simply mind-boggling. What materials did they use? The wood itself is a puzzle. Initial analysis suggests it's a type of hardwood not native to these high altitudes. This means the builders would have had to transport massive, heavy timbers up the treacherous mountain slopes. Imagine the sheer manpower and determination required for such a feat. It would have been a monumental undertaking. It's an effort of a lifetime for an entire community. This wasn't a casual project. It was a sacred endeavor. And that brings us to the purpose. Why build a door in the middle of nowhere, leading into solid rock? This is where the mystery deepens and theories begin to swirl. Some local legends and ancient texts speak of hidden gateways to other realms, or secret monasteries concealed within the mountains, known as Bayul. These were said to be earthly paradises, places of refuge and spiritual power, only accessible to the truly enlightened. Could this door be the entrance to one such legendary sanctuary? The carvings on the door might hold the key. They aren't random decorations. Archaeologists and linguists who have studied photographs of the door believe they are a complex mix of forgotten scripts and symbolic representations of cosmic events. Some symbols seem to depict star constellations, but not as we see them today. They might be charts of the heavens from thousands of years ago. Others appear to be mandalas, complex spiritual diagrams used in meditation and ritual, meant to guide the soul. One popular theory is that this was a site for celestial observation. High-altitude locations provide an unparalleled, clear view of the stars, free from atmospheric distortion. Perhaps ancient astronomers used this place as an observatory. And the door was a ceremonial gateway, marking the sacred space where they connected with the cosmos. The door wouldn't have been a physical entrance, but a spiritual one. Another compelling idea is that it was a tomb. In many ancient cultures, high places were considered closer to the gods. Burying a king, a high priest, or a revered spiritual leader in such a remote, inaccessible location would have been the ultimate sign of respect. It would ensure their eternal peace, undisturbed by the world below. The door would serve as a seal, protecting the sacred remains within the heart of the mountain. If this is true, the chamber behind it could hold priceless artifacts and untold secrets about the civilization that built it. Of course, with any great mystery, there are more fringe theories. Some suggest it's evidence of lost ancient technology or even extraterrestrial contact. While these ideas are exciting, we have to look at the evidence. The craftsmanship, though extraordinary, is human. The symbols, though mysterious, have roots in known spiritual traditions of the region. The challenge now is exploration. Getting a team and the right equipment to that spot is a massive logistical and financial challenge. The weather is unpredictable and brutal. The altitude is dangerous. And then there's the ethical question. Should we open the door? If it's a tomb, we'd be desecrating a sacred site. If it's a spiritual gateway, what right do we have to disturb it? This incredible door remains a silent sentinel, guarding its secrets against the Himalayan winds. It's a testament to human ingenuity, faith, and our eternal quest for meaning. It reminds us that there are still wonders in this world that defy our understanding, mysteries waiting to be unraveled. What do you think lies behind the door? A lost city, a sacred tomb, or something else entirely? Let me know your theories down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this journey into the unknown, be sure to like and subscribe for more adventures. See you next time. What happened here? Yesterday, right at this spot, we found something impossible. A doorway. Carved into the sheer rock face of the Himalayas, thousands of feet up. It wasn't just a carving. It was a structure, an entrance, something that defied all logic and history. He documented it, took readings, marked the precise coordinates. We were ecstatic, terrified, and utterly bewildered. We planned to return at first light, better equipped, ready to explore what lay beyond. And now, there's nothing. We're back. Same coordinates confirmed on 3 separate GPS devices. This is the exact spot, but the door is gone. Vanished. There's just a mountain. Solid, unforgiving rock and windswept snow. It's as if it was never here. We've been scouring the cliff face for hours. Look, you can see our footprints from yesterday, leading right up to this wall and then stopping. Our new tracks from today just circle around in confusion. Are we losing our minds? Is the altitude getting to us? But we all saw it. The images are on our cameras. The videos are there. It was real. You can even see a faint, almost imperceptible indentation in the rock where the frame might have been, a slight shadow that doesn't quite match the surrounding geology. Or are we just seeing what we want to see, projecting our memories onto the stone? The weather has turned. The sky is a heavy, oppressive gray, casting a strange, cold light on everything. It feels like the mountain itself is holding its breath, keeping a secret. The air is thick with a tension you can almost taste. It's not just disappointment we're feeling. It's a deep, unsettling sense of the uncanny. The world felt different yesterday. We had stumbled upon a mystery that could rewrite human history. Today, that mystery has deepened into something far more profound and frankly terrifying. It's one thing to find an anomaly, an ancient, impossible structure in the middle of nowhere. It's another thing entirely for that structure to disappear without a trace overnight. There are no signs of a rock slide, no debris, nothing to suggest a natural explanation. The snow is undisturbed, except for our own tracks. It's as if a piece of reality was edited out, leaving only a blank space and a group of very confused climbers. What were we looking at? A gateway? A projection? Collective hallucination? Despite the evidence we still hold in our hands? The questions are piling up, each one more unsettling than the last. So we came here seeking adventure, to conquer a peak. Instead, we found a riddle that seems to have no answer. A door that opened for a moment and then closed forever, taking its secrets with it. We don't know what to do next. Do we report this? Who would even believe us? We found a magical disappearing door on a mountain. They'd say it was hypoxia, a hoax. But we know what we saw, and we know it's gone. For now, all we can do is document this absence, this impossible void where a miracle once stood. The Himalayas are full of legends, stories of hidden monasteries and otherworldly beings. Maybe we just brushed up against one of them. Whatever it was, the mountain has taken its secret back. We're left with nothing but our footage, our data, and a chilling memory that will haunt us for the rest of our lives. Thank you for joining us on this strange and unresolved journey. We'll be posting all our findings and footage, so make sure you subscribe to see the evidence for yourself. Let us know what you think in the comments. We could really use some outside perspective right now.